You're Pirates. Pride, tradition, passion. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're Pirates. When they face adversity, plant their feet, take a brace, hit them right in the jaw, and say, bring it on. Want some, get some.
ECU Athletics and IMG present the Ruffin McNeill Show. The Ruffin McNeill Show is brought to you by BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter future. And now, in his 25th season, the voice of the Pirates, Jeff Charles.
We're just about ready to go. The start of another Pirate football season is just around the corner. Coming up on the show, we'll take a look at preseason camp. Meet the Pirates is also a big night at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, Bagwell Field. The women's clinic was a big hit, and so was the first annual fantasy camp. ECU strength and conditioning coach Jeff Connors will be here with another installment of Camp Connors, and we'll look ahead to the opener against Appalachian State. That's all coming up next.
We'll be right back with more of the Ruffin McNeill Show, presented by these local nationwide agents.
Listen up! There is a storm coming like nothing you have ever seen! And not a one of you is prepared for it!
Welcome back to the show. We're fired up and we're ready for another Pirate football season. Coach McNeill begins his third year. And Ruff, how do you feel about the program overall now going into year three?
I feel great. You know, we went into it built it brick by brick. Mm-hmm. The foundation is very important. So we did it through recruiting. Coach Connors coming aboard through off-season training. Make sure we get the right kids in here with the right thought process, understanding the process. So I feel good about where we are. We've tried to upgrade our talent, Jeff, making sure we have developmental thought process always involved. And I think we're on the right track.
I don't think there's any question, Ruff. You've got more football players, more quality football players in the program now.
Yeah, we do. You know, we knew we had to upgrade at every position, especially up front with the offensive and defensive lines. The running back position was a position that we knew we had to make sure we had a group or a plethora of backs there. Our receivers have been upgraded as well. Our quarterback competition is fantastic. Defensive line-wise, we have depth to rotate guys there with guys that can run. Our linebacker, which is defense, is really built for. We had to upgrade the talent and depth there. Our DBs have great speed, and we're looking forward to gelling that as we get going through the season.
You know, there's been great competition in preseason camp, Ruff. That just makes everybody better, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, that's part of the plan. You know, we want everybody, you know, the quarterback spot, people talk about it, but we want everybody to understand they have to prepare for their job each day. Each day, go out and perform at a high level. The competition makes us a better football team, and each position a better position.
I know one thing you guys really want to correct this year, the turnovers.
Turnovers are big. We've addressed, we call it football IQ all year. And one of the situations was turnovers and takeaways on defense. They both go hand in hand. So we want to take care of the football and have great ball security on offense and take it away on defense.
And when we talk about defense, you have to feel pretty good, too. The 3-4 alignment now for the second year, and it was so good last year.
Well, we feel good about, you know, Brian Mitchell and the staff. They've been able to even install a little bit more, add some things coverage-wise, front-wise, and blitz-wise to make it more effective.
Well, it's been a very fun preseason camp. Let's go out to the field now and see how the players feel about it.
Tempo, fundamentals, and football IQ. Sustain that focus on all three of them today as a group, everybody. Yes, everybody understand me? Yes, okay? Great tempo, great fundamentals, football IQ. Let's have a great day, guys. Everybody good? Yes, sir. Great day to be a Pirate. First things first, we go on field goal after this. Great time today. Leaders be leaders. JJ, break them down. Hey, family on three. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Here we go, 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 go. Turn your shoulder. Hey. Turn your shoulders. Here we go. Last one. Here we go.
Let's go, let's go. Put your hands together now. Here we go.
I feel like we have more experience. I feel like in the past years we were young, not only grade-wise or year-wise, but within the defense because we moved to a 3-4. So I feel like we're maturing as a team.
It was good to seeing how we transitioned from the summer into the fall. Taking what Coach Connors gave us in the weight room and out here conditioning, and seeing it applied on the field. Especially on the defensive side. Seeing all that conditioning and all that speed. Really translate to making plays on the field.
Go ahead.
I think you can just tell, with all the players that the summer has paid off. That we got guys less and less bending over. Being able to go with more quality reps, and I think that's going to play a good part into our season.
I've come a long day since the first day, I've gotten a lot more in depth in this offense. I'm feeling very comfortable with it. Very excited for the next couple of weeks, A lot of decisions are going to be made. Going to be tough on the coaches, We're all playing real good right now. And just excited.
I feel like we're right on schedule. Everything's coming together. We're having this mock week to kind of get prepared for the, game week, and we're coming along good.
Yeah, I think whoever is behind the center, taking those steps, I think will be fine. I think we trust both of them as long as the receivers do their job, line blocks. All of us play as 11. I think we won't have any problems.
Yeah, I think we got a lot more chemistry, and then from last year we improved, from fumbling the ball and interception and turnovers. And we learned a lot from last year for what went wrong last year and how we could have won games. And coming as a team now, well, we know what we got to do to win games.
Get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose. They don't want to see us. Get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose. They don't want to see us. Here we go now.
Strength and conditioning such a big part of football these days. Jeff Connors, of course, beginning his second year. In his second tenure at East Carolina, he's meant a lot to your program, hasn't he?
Well, he is. There's not many times you get a chance to work with people who are at the top of their profession. Mm-hmm. Jeff Connors is at the top of his profession, does a great job. His candor, his brand is on our team, which we want. The guys have bought into what Coach C wants, is what they call him, affectionately known as Coach C. He's done a great job, and his staff has too.
Camp Connors is back again with us this year.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The first 6 segments this year are going to be speed school for the Pirate Nation. First thing we want to talk about is the typical position that football players are taught to be in, which kind of looks like this. Okay, I have good angles at my knee, my ankle, and my hip joints, and I have a flat back position. I've got good power angles. Great for tackling, blocking, those types of things, staying in a good position. The problem with that position is it's the antithesis of speed. Let me give you several problems that occur from that improper hip position. First, we have swing leg block. If we block the thigh, we have less space to put force in the ground. Obviously, if my hips are in a good position, now I've got more space to put force in the ground. I put more force into the ground for every action, equal and opposite reaction, and that propels my hips through the air and gives me stride length. Secondly, if I'm in this position, I don't have a pre-stretch on this muscle group. So if I have a pre-stretch on the muscle group, I'm able to recover the leg quickly. So we want to be here, okay, and that way we're not overstressing the hamstrings group, and then we want to drive with the glutes and hams to put force in the ground. We're not trying to cast that foreleg out here in front of the hip. So proper hip position is the first thing, particularly with football, because in our corrective strategy system that we use, that's the first thing that we teach our athletes is to have their hips in a proper position to put force in the ground.
Camp Connors is brought to you by these local nationwide agents. The Ruffin McNeill Show is sponsored by Suddenlink. Bundle and save with Suddenlink. Call 1-877-807-3806 today.
Welcome back to the show. The Ladies Clinic is always such a good time here. It's in August, and Coach Ruff gets involved in it with his coaching staff. You guys have a lot of fun, don't you?
Oh, we love this time of year. It's the last clinic and camp we do. The ladies are always fantastic, full of energy, enthusiasm, pride, and passion.
Now, there was a young lady named Erin Burrell who was a kicker in the Camp Ruff, and I think you were about ready to sign her up, weren't you?
Well, Jeff, we did offer her that day. You know, Ryan kept backing her up, Dowdy, and one of our GAs, and she kept drilling them, making them, and she had confidence and calmness. So we tried to get her on the team, but we had some NCAA issues.
Well, she was kicking them from what, like 35 yards out?
35. We moved her back every yard. Just yards, and she was so consistent and confident, and she ended up from 35 yards out and drilled it. Everybody was going crazy. I was too.
That's amazing. Then we had the fantasy camp, had the media guys come out, and also Pirate fans, and you guys weren't easy on them, were you?
Not a prospect in the bunch, especially with Bailey, but we had a great time. It was the first one we've had. I thought the guys enjoyed it. Our coaches certainly did. Coach Connors, they had a session with Coach Connors too in the middle of the day, and he was not very friendly. As a matter of fact, he was very relentless and fanatical with those guys.
Well, let's check in and see if the guys survived.
Let's go, boys. End zone, end zone. Here we go. Is anybody walking? Why are we walking around here? On one walks is the mailman. The men that wanted to be a part of fantasy camp to come in and see how our guys coach, so they can be coached by our guys. And our coaches are doing the exact drills they do with our players. It's good to have the media guys out here too, so they'll know when they're writing about a young man what they've gone through, because they've just gone through it today.
All the way! All the way! All the way! All the way! All the way!
Man, that press box up there never looked so good. I expected it to be a lot easier than it is, and that's my fault for expecting that, and I'm serving the punishment for that right now.
We came out here with some folks with some flip-flops on and their nice shorts, and I think this thing has turned into a real competitive environment. So from age 60 to 18, we've got everything out here. It's quite a run.
Couple more walking, let's go. It's enough water, let's go, let's go. Here we go, we got to throw the ball now, let's go.
It's a great turnout. The guys came out ready to work, enthusiastic. I like their energy that they brought to the table, and they're having a good time. They're working hard though, but I'm glad they're here.
I mean, that's really why I came out here, to fear for my own life and to watch other people screw up that I know. I have to give credit to Brian Bailey though, because I mean, he made it longer than I did. I walked out here and told people that I hope to be in better shape than at least a few people out here, and I haven't really proved that to anybody yet.
There you go.
It's always trying to sell your brand and what you stand for, and we know here at East Carolina, it's a pride and a passion, a persistence, perseverance, and these guys have bought right into it.
Get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose. They don't want to see it loose. Get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose. They don't want to see it loose.
Welcome back to the show. The Pirates have a young man who not only has made a name for himself on the football field, but also in the classroom. And Ruff, we're talking about Matt Milner, a 4.0 GPA in physics of all things.
Matt's that special guy. He's the epitome of a student/athlete. Not only is he perfect in the classroom, he's a really, really special football player too. He's won so many awards for us. The first academic All-American in football in the history of the school. He's won Breakfast of Champions Award. He's really the guy that's a leader. He's really a funny guy too, but he's really a leader for us and for me as one of my bell cows, I say.
He's a junior defensive end from Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh. Let's take an up-close and personal look now at Matt Milner.
Matt Milner certainly looks the part of a football player. He always has. The Triangle native picked up the game at an early age, and he knew he wanted to play on the big stage someday. All it took was a visit to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium one Saturday afternoon, and Milner knew exactly what big stage it would be.
And I walked in and I saw almost 50,000 screaming fans even before the stadium expansion. It was just very powerful, and seeing all those fans before the game, even before the game had started, it was quite impressive, and I wanted to play in front of a crowd like that.
While this is the Milner fans have seen excel over the last 3 seasons, it's this Milner that has excelled even more. As an applied physics major, Milner spends much of his time in the lab performing experiments. Turns out the big tough football player has aspirations of being a physicist.
With football being such a big sport, it's such a great honor to be able to be in this position. And with it comes great responsibility. Trying to set an example for all the younger players. To go to class and to go to study hall, to meet with their tutors, meet with their mentors, and do all those things outside of just being in class that will be able to help them succeed. And that's what you really try to instill into them to be able to be successful in the classroom.
Matt's interactions are always very positive. That's one of the things that's really good about Matt, and he's so positive on the field. In person, it doesn't make any difference whether you're a peer or professor. He's always there to help you. He's always friendly.
I'd say the hardest part about being a student athlete is trying to balance your time with meetings and practice, and then being able to get all your schoolwork done. Sometimes it calls for some late nights.
And the time constraints are worth it for Matt. He doesn't take the time with his team for granted.
I'd say definitely just the camaraderie we have with all of our teammates. It's like a fraternity with all the guys that we have. You can joke with them, you can cry with them, you can share all emotions with them, and it's very special.
If you watch him play football, you see that he never gives up. He's not in it for Matt that I can see. He is in it for make sure that the team succeeds. So it's very, very good to see somebody like Matt who, what do we say, walks the talk.
Matt has been slow during camp with a right foot injury, but he plans on being ready for the big stage in Saturday's opener against Appalachian State. I'm Brian Meador for the Ruffin McNeill Show.
Each week on the show, we're going to have a new segment, Golf Tips, and we're going to check in with the golf coaches at East Carolina, Kevin Williams and Press McFall.
Whenever possible, let the club do the work for you.
The tendency a lot of times with amateur golfers is to kind of whip the club inside.
Now, none of us that are watching this are probably near as flexible or as strong as the best players in the world.
Today's lesson is talking about the golf grip. I think the key to the golf swing, without question, starts with your hands on the golf club. And the emphasis point right now is our top hand and our left hand, because that's obviously the hand you want to get on the golf club first. It controls kind of the lever action in the golf swing. Main thing you want to do with your top hand is make sure the grip is along the baseline of your fingers, with your palm and your fingers where they meet. And you want to make sure your left hand heel pad is on top of the club. A good way to check it is left hand heel pad on top of the grip running through your finger. That's a great way to check whether you have your left hand on in proper spot. Then grip it with your fingers. And that's the proper way to grip it with your left hand. Now, your right hand or your bottom hand, for you left-handed golfers, you want to make sure that your V on your right hand or bottom hand is pointing towards your back shoulder. So it's real important to make sure that when you put your right hand on the club, that you have it towards the base of your fingers, and your right hand thumb pad right on top of your left thumb. And that's going to be the key to a very nice neutral grip. Maybe a little strong in the left hand, which I think is a good key hand, because you want some strength in that left hand to produce a good, powerful, consistent golf swing.
This week's Look Ahead is brought to you by the Eye Care Center. Eye doctors focused on you, and the official eye care provider of the Pirates.
Welcome back to the show. Boy, it doesn't seem possible, does it? The home opener is just a few days away. Appalachian State will be in town. Noon kickoff on Saturday. And Ruff, you know about as much about Appalachian State as anybody. You were there 7 years.
I was there 7 years with Coach Moore. I was on his original staff there back in '89. So won some championships there. Later on, Coach won 3 national championships. So there's a lot of tradition there too at App. When I was playing here as a player, that was one of our first conference championships was versus Appalachian right out here in Dowdy-Ficklin. So there's a lot of tradition there. We're looking forward to the game. I know they'll be excited too.
Yeah, they'll be really excited. You know you're going to get their best shot, won't you?
We know we'll get their best shot, and I'm expecting to give them our best shot too. And we have a lot of respect for what Coach Moore has done in their program. We know we're not overlooking them at all. We're looking forward to the challenge, looking forward to our first outing here in Dowdy-Ficklin.
So just a few days away now, Ruff, your gut feeling with this football team for this year?
Well, the main thing I'm looking for is the sustained focus we've had, Jeff. I like the way this team has approached it. They've been a no excuse, no complain group, which I like. The egos and entitlement have been set aside. It is really a team that's thought process is teamwork. So I like the way it's going, and I'm looking forward to the game.
We're all looking forward to the game, looking forward to the season, looking forward to working with you again.
Thanks, JC. Love you, brother.
That's Ruffin McNeill, and he'll join us, of course, every week right here on the show with a report on Pirate football. East Carolina opens the season now Saturday at 12 noon. We'll see you at Downey-Ficklin Stadium, Bagwell Field. Have a good week, everybody.
The Ruffin McNeill Show is an exclusive presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.